Okay, this is gonna be a bit weird. Plague Inc. is a disease simulator game where your main goal is to kill everybody on Earth, except your plague can be named. It's beautiful. The game starts with you selecting a starting place of your disease. It can be anywhere on the world, also known as Saudi Arabia, as it has amazing airports. You start off by evolving a couple of transmissions using the game's equivalency of money, DNA, gotten from infecting others with the disease, killing people who have the disease, and DNA bubbles. Transmissions help you spread the disease from person to person. But what kind of transmission option should I invest in?
Now the main problem area is up here. All of this going on up here is what's causing me the most physical discomfort.
Most other transmission options have more specific uses and are part of the meta. After evolving air and water too, you should evolve a couple of symptoms. Symptoms are the stuff like coughing, sneezing, diarrhea, and total organ failure. You know, the little stuff and things that people will notice. Getting more basic symptoms early like sneezing and coughing will help you get more DNA in the long run, but be careful, because it will also increase the chance of your disease being noticed by scientists. After that, evolve some abilities. They shall help your disease spread in specific regions like Canada and Greenland. I recommend evolving frost resistance and drug resistance. And now we must wait. Oh no, what is this? Holy shit, panic, panic, piss and shit your pants now. We have an emergency. Do not worry, this is normal. Now, depending on how many countries you have infected, mostly this shit over here, there are 2 steps. Step 1, try to delay the cure with the abilities like genetic reshuffle and genetic hardening till most countries plus Greenland are infected. Or step 2, kill the bitches. Now this is the part where you should beeline to symptoms like total organ failure, coma, necrosis to destroy the cure effort, slowing the cure indefinitely and killing the world, thus winning the game and eradicating humanity. Congratulations, you now know how an average game of casual looks like. Speaking of casual, let's talk about difficulties. Casual is the easiest game mode where you can win with any bomb mass strategy. A world that hasn't discovered germ theory yet. Nobody washes their hands and sick people are given hugs. This difficulty can be summarized with this clip.
Hi! Oh, you're a big boy! Hi, you're so cute. What's your name? What's your name? Right there. Oh, hi. Vino Moose. Oh, hi, Vino Moose.
Normal is just normal. Its rules are like our worlds. It's normal with normal difficulty for normal players with normal songs. Now brutal is where it gets a bit difficult, as the whole world is actively trying to cure your disease as much as possible. This difficulty requires more focus on what symptoms you take at what time. It is also the difficulty where you should start reading more specifically into what symptoms do, as most symptoms provide a secondary effect that will greatly help if taken at the right time. And finally we have Mega Brutal, a game mode made for people who want to torture themselves like me, where you must use specific strategies for plagues to win, or some plagues where you don't notice the difficulty spike, but most of them get a massive difficulty spike. So let's talk about the plagues in a tier list. As a side note, I'm gonna review all the plagues in Mega Brutal difficulty. Bacteria. Bacteria is a basic plague. It is the first plague you unlock and it does its job of easing you into the game. Easy to beat on Mega Brutal and not that special. I'll give it the basic rating. Virus is a bacteria but with a chance of evolving symptoms. Not the hardest to beat and not that more special. Still fun to play with as its changes are noticeable, if a bit underwhelming. I'll put it in basic. Fungus. Fungus is harder to win the game with, but in a good way. It has difficulty spreading from country to country, but it has a special ability called Spore Burst, what will help you spread it. It releases spores across the world randomly, infecting random countries. The key to winning with this plague is balancing severity and stealth, so you can infect the last island nations with Spore Burst and kill everybody. I really like the changes and I will give it a good tier. Murex worm. Murex is one of the most unique basic diseases. It has a new mechanic called Trojan Plains, a new victory condition that consists of enslaving humanity by evolving specific symptoms and not killing humanity. Very unique and different, and I love it. And you will love it too once you have seen the plushie. Look at it. How can you not deny him entry to your brain? I'll put this worm in the omagament here. Parasite is difficult, but not in the fun way. The whole deal with Parasite is that he doesn't get DNA from infecting. He gets DNA from DNA bubbles, which sounds like an interesting gimmick, but it's just kinda of an annoying gimmick in my opinion. Not that fun. I'll put him in the not fun tier. Prion as a disease concept sounds interesting, but it doesn't differ from other diseases. The whole point of Prion is that evolving things takes longer, but I don't feel the changes and it doesn't force me to play different. So in my eyes it's just Bacteria V2 but with a better ability upgrade. I'm gonna put the Prion in the mech tier. Necrovirus is the first more special disease type they added, because it's more focused on the late game of moving zombies from countries to countries and taking down Seacom bases. A group that is focused on killing and ending the zombie disease. They replaced the cure because you can't cure zombies. On the Mega Brutal difficulty, it offers a hard challenge as you have to pretty much snipe the bases. As the longer the bases are alive, the stronger they get, and pretty fast they will outclass your zombies 10 to 1. I'll put this disease in the oh my god man dear. Nanovirus is a disease that was made by humans and has been leaked out of the world, so all of the world will immediately try to cure you. It greatly changes your playstyle because it forces you to race against the cure. The disease gets a lot of new ability symptoms that help you in beating the gear. The disease is fun and a good challenge in Mega Brutal, so I'll put it in the good tier. Bioweapon is a disappointing disease as it has the same feeling as nanovirus, but guess what? It's lethal and it's also easier to beat. I feel like they could have done something more with this disease. I shall put it in the mech tier. Simian flu is a disease focused on increasing safety intelligence and destroying labs to slow down the cure process. Its difficulty on Mega Brutal is pretty hard and fun, though I feel it lacks the impact due to the fact that most of the disease is still relying on killing humans with symptoms and not with the monkeys. Overall, I feel like it has a fun disease, but I feel like it could have been a little bit better. I shall put it in good. Shadow Plague feels like simian flu, but you have been given more powers and ability with the cost of Seacom from Necrovirus. It is a mishmash of those two diseases, and because of that the disease doesn't feel that fresh, apart from having a single vampire lord to control, and it's incredibly easy to win on any difficulty, so I'm gonna give it a mech tier. Overall, most of the diseases are fun, if lacking a bit of a variety sometimes. Though it makes up for it in extra official scenarios and custom plagues made by the community. I have been playing Plaguing for years, on and off. It's one of the most fun strategy games I know, and I definitely recommend it 8 out of 10.